Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly wild ride. We're diving into episode 4 of the hit drama You Are My Destiny. And let me tell you, if you thought that accidental cruise ship romance was complicated, you haven't seen anything yet. This episode takes that initial chaotic spark and just weaves it into a tangled web of secrets, lies, and some absolutely massive unexpected consequences. We've got legal scheming, we've got workplace showdowns, manipulative relatives, and life-altering news that our main characters are totally unprepared for. I mean, have you ever had a misunderstanding just completely snowball out of control? Well, buckle up because we are getting right into it.
Okay, let's lay out our roadmap for today. We're breaking this down into 4 parts. Number 1, the divorce dilemma. Number 2, a shocking pregnancy. Number 3, enter the art broker. And number 4, family feuds and distant love. Let's untangle this drama.
Starting right off with Section 1, the divorce dilemma. So we pick up right in the immediate aftermath of Wang Xiyi and Chen Jiaxin's accidental marriage. Xiyi is basically scrambling. He's trying to figure out how to cleanly undo this entire mess, so he seeks out legal counsel for what he tries to play off as a hypothetical divorce involving a friend. Right, sure. Anyway, this brings us to a fascinating but honestly super cynical perspective from his attorney, lawyer Shen, who warns him, speaking of women nowadays, the more innocent they look like, the more sophisticated they are. Lawyer Shen just assumes that because she is incredibly wealthy, the woman in this scenario has to be playing a deep, manipulative game. He's totally convinced Jiaxin is a gold digger holding out for a massive payout. It really shows just how little faith Xi's world has in genuine innocence. They project all this corporate cynicism right onto her. And this brilliantly illustrates the dramatic irony of the whole situation. While lawyer Shen is sitting there bracing Xiyi for a calculated demand for, massive financial compensation, Jackson's actual demand is astonishingly simple. Are you ready for this? All she wants is to share a dinner as a way to thank him for helping her out. She just expects Xiyi to pay the dinner bill. It's this beautifully simple, completely selfless reality that just shatters the cynical expectations of the wealthy elite. She doesn't want his money at all. She literally just values human connection. But here's the thing. Jiaxin's innocent, passive nature makes her a prime target in her everyday life. Back at work, her coworkers basically force her to put off her meal and eat a sad boxed lunch. Then, her hostile ex-boyfriend, Gucci, actually barges in to physically intimidate her over some canceled gym expenses. And to top it all off, her colleagues won't even grant her leave for a quote-unquote team activity. They just walk all over her. But then we get this huge dynamic shift. Xiyi intervenes. He steps right in, scolds the bullying staff, protects Jiaxin from Gucci, and in a total sweeping gesture, approves her leave himself and announces he's taking her to the Bahamas. It's a real game changer. It significantly deepens their bond right before they head off on this fateful trip. Moving on to Section 2, a shocking pregnancy. Okay, so keep this number in mind, 15%. This is the statistic she is holding on to for dear life. A doctor tells him that his structurally compromised protection during that crazy cruise ship encounter only carried a 15% chance of resulting in a pregnancy. It's almost comedic how hard he clings to this. He reassures himself and Jiaxin that they're totally in the clear. He lets this little statistic lull him into a completely false sense of security, totally ignoring the reality that their accidental run-in might have permanent consequences. But, as you'll see, the universe definitely has other plans. Just follow this breadcrumb trail of escalating clues. In the morning, Jiaxin vomits at work. Now, her colleagues just brush it off as a reaction to drinking cold milk. But by the afternoon, her own intuition starts kicking in, and she secretly hits the pharmacy for test strips. Then evening rolls around, and this is where it all hits the fan. She's at this massively popular durian pizza restaurant. And guess what? The whole place is actively being live-streamed. The smell of the durian makes her incredibly nauseous. The restaurant owner gets defensive and accuses her of faking food poisoning. But a doctor in the crowd steps up, checks her, and publicly announces right there on the live stream that she isn't poisoned, she's pregnant. The dramatic irony is just off the charts. We, the audience, and literally the entire internet, know she's pregnant before the father even has a clue. The emotional fallout from this public reveal is immediate and devastating for Jiaxin. Instead of joy, her reaction is captured in this absolutely heartbreaking internal monologue. I'm a nuisance. Have you ever felt paralyzed by the fear that your mere existence is burdening someone else? That exact fear completely takes over. She knows Xiyi is a young, super successful entrepreneur who already has a girlfriend. She genuinely believes she's ruining his life, and that guilt causes her to hesitate and hide the truth from him.
Which brings us to Section 3. Enter the art broker.
Right when Jiaxin needs a lifeline the most, we meet Dylan. He's an exclusive private art broker, and his warmth offers such a stark contrast to Xingyi's chaotic, cynical world. He takes an immediate, supportive interest in Jiaxin, and it makes total sense when you look at his philosophy on what makes a good client. Dylan doesn't just want clients who throw money at famous names. He really values people who are easily touched by unknown, unpolished talent. He respects clients who possess their own unique perspectives and judgments, rather than just blindly following the opinions of the masses. Jiaxin, with her quiet appreciation for art and totally unpretentious nature, fits this perfectly. He sees her genuine worth when everyone else just sees a pushover. This new connection is beautifully cemented over a piece of art. Dylan manages to secure a painting titled Blue by Chen Jiaxin, and he gives it to Jiaxin as a gift. When he asks her why she likes it so much, she gives this incredibly profound answer: because this painting gives me the courage to be alone. She opens up to him about how people used to laugh at her simple childhood dream of opening a grocery store. The painting, with its mix of loneliness and freedom, perfectly symbolizes her internal struggle and her growing desire for true independence. Dylan becomes this crucial source of encouragement for her. He gives her a lucky chip and tells her she needs courage and confidence to finally gain her own happiness. It's a really sweet dynamic. Finally, we're at Section 4, Family Feuds and Distant Love. Now, what's really interesting about this dynamic is how messy and highly transactional Xiyi's relatives are. They've essentially been exiled, and now they're actively scheming their way back into the chairwoman's, that's Xiyi's grandmother's, good graces. The mother embezzled company funds 3 years ago, blew the whole shebang on a failed business, and is now relegated to manual labor, literally out there cleaning the pool in the yard. Then you have Zengren, the half-brother, who is fully complicit in this mess. He's now forced to rely on his cousin Xiyi just to get an entry-level job for survival. It's a very tense household. The way they re-infiltrate the estate is honestly a masterclass in manipulation. Here's the mother's exact playbook. Step 1. Feign absolute repentance. Cue the dramatic groveling on the floor and begging for forgiveness. Step 2. Play the family card. She uses Zengren's bloodline to basically force the chairwoman's hand. And Step 3. Enthusiastically accept degrading manual labor to, quote-unquote, prove her loyalty. It adds this whole layer of deeply stressful yet kind of comedic family politics that Xiyi is going to have to navigate on top of everything else. And then there is Anna. We see a stark, truly heartbreaking contrast in their current lives. On one side, we have Anna in Paris. She just finished her first performance at the Paris Opera, receiving a 10-minute standing ovation. I mean, she is living her ultimate dream, completely focused on her career. Honestly, her biggest complaint is that she didn't receive flowers from Xiyi backstage. On the other side, we have Xiyi in Shanghai. His reality is incredibly messy. He's accidentally married, keeping massive secrets, and entirely unaware that he's expecting a child with a virtual stranger. When they finally connect over a tense phone call, the disconnect between their two worlds is just palpable. You can feel the distance. So Xiyi thinks he's in control, relying on that 15% statistic. Actually, scratch that, he's totally delusional. A storm is coming, and a collision between these two worlds is absolutely inevitable. Which leaves us with one massive, central question. When the truth finally breaks, how will Xiyi balance his deep, long-standing loyalty to Anna with the unexpected new life he has unintentionally started with Jiaxin? We'll have to find out next time. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.